Listen, we had such a special episode with some very special young adults in our lives. So we've been calling this the W3, the college edition. More specifically, what's in your future? We had the opportunity for about 6 years to spend time with these amazing, we're now young adults. They're 20 somethings. And so we wanted to invite them to now talk about adulting and really talk about what's in your future. And so if you didn't catch the last episode,
please go
check it out. But this was our opportunity to really pour into some young people, and that we did everything from college prep to everyday living essentials, which were just some great and very memorable opportunities with these young people. And so the next few episodes will be about their life and what they're doing and how they're doing it, from everything from money to relationships and to their faith. And so check them out, check us out, share it. Please share, subscribe. These young people have a voice. We wanted to give them a voice at our table because they always have a voice at our table. But we want you to be able to hear and see directly from them what's going on in these young adult streets.
For me, taking care of myself mentally is just being able to say no to some people, because maybe I might overbook myself, kind of say like, yeah, I'm gonna hang out with this person, do this, go to work, like all that. And then there's no time for myself if I always spend time with other people or always trying to people please. So for me, I just say to kind of calm down and kind of just be able to say no. So when I do say yes, they know I mean it. And that's something I've been trying to practice a lot, of just making sure that when I say, yeah, I'm going to go to this, that I do. And when I say no, they know that I'm telling the truth. So that's what I've been doing for my mental health.
Because no is a complete sentence. Complete sentence, action, all that.
I think for me mentally, especially, therapy helped a lot. Like, there were times I was super stressed about just dealing with certain people, and school was kind of putting me in a bad mental state. Going to therapy and like seeking like help besides, of course, like your friends and family, that's also a good, good professional help. Because I mean, I know anywhere on like at college, like along with like to paying for your tuition, the therapy is free, the counseling is free. So I took time to learn like utilizing that, because of course I go to YouTube for your input, but going to therapy has been an immense, unlike kind of like a second option to look at from a different perspective, get advice on certain things I'm struggling with in that moment, and finding healthy habits to make sure I don't make those same mistakes again, or I can switch habits to make myself better mentally and physically.
For me in college, taking care of myself mentally was something I think I've never really thought about too much, especially from high school. So I feel like I struggled with my mental health a little bit. I think I almost got to burnout my first 2 years of college just from being overworked. I said yes to everything because I wanted to make friends, I wanted to have experiences, and then I feel like junior year I finally settled into the fact of am I okay? Checking in basically with myself and learning that saying no is no. I don't have to do this even if I signed up for it. It's okay. And then finding my outlet to where I feel like my mind can just relax. And it's turned into actually workouts a little bit. So I've been doing yoga classes, things that I can just think about something else, and the teacher's just bringing you into a pose. I think about something I've not had to think about all day, and just limiting my work hours or little things like that. So I feel like college, my recent years have just helped me build what mental health means to me and how to find an outlet for myself.
That's great.
Love it. I feel like for me, I've definitely had a lot of struggles with mental health, especially my first year of college, because I did have a panic attack by myself in front of everybody. And they ended up having me go to a therapist, and that really helped. I think it's just me finding my community because I like to shelter myself in and isolate. And when I learned to start putting myself out there and making friends and building a community, it allowed me to decompress or distress myself and just let other people in and like be able to talk about my emotions.
Noticing whenever I feel a certain type of way, kind of identifying why. So like if there's smoke, like I just feel down, then trailing that back to the fire. Like why do I feel this way? And
Come on, that's a bar right there. Okay, Jay, come on, I'm using that. Yes. Where's the smoke and where's the fire? Come on, yes, right. Come on.
And then once I find that fire, kind of compartmentalizing why it's a fire in the first place. Like what happened in my day that made this fire that now is making me feel this way. So, I've like really been successful with that. I usually find reasons as to why, I'm feeling a certain way. And if I don't, I'll usually have thought about so much that I end up feeling better in the long run anyway, because I kind of like work through things that were kind of surrounding that main reason that I may not have found.
Kind of like to piggyback off of like everyone, I am learning how to say no, because that just for some reason was not in my vocabulary for like my first 2 years in college. And so like, I'm also in a sorority, so we've had our talks, and so not allowing people to have a certain power over me is something that I've been trying to learn. And we're getting better with it, because it's like a lot of things out here is like, oh, you signed up for this, like you wanted to be in this sorority, so like you have to do this. And it's like I was putting my all into it, but it's like it was just the people were not there for me, and so like I wasn't getting anything back. And so it was like I was beating myself down while other people were beating me down. And so just learning to get out of that and learning how to say no and be like, this is not good for me, I'm taking a step back, like that has helped my mental health. And then like taking days for myself, like I live in an apartment by myself, so like I'm gonna use the day, like I'm gonna sit here and watch a movie, like I'm gonna take myself on a date, and like making sure that I'm prioritizing my feelings and like my health, because I do tend to bottle them up, and so when I am overwhelmed, it's a big explosion and it's not healthy. And so working around that, working on that.
I just want to add, I feel like also like reading the Bible more and like journaling more has definitely been a help of like just taking time out to have a relationship with God. Just trying to figure out how to get closer to him. It's been really helpful to like de-stress and also learn methods that have been used through the Bible to decompress or not be so quick to anger or anything like that.
I think what has been really phenomenal about your generation that I believe will change the trajectory of history and some family history really is the fact that you can acknowledge your mental health outwardly, because particularly in the African American community, when we were growing up, our grandparents and our great grandparents, you didn't talk about that. Even like our generation, if you went to counseling, you were crazy. That was the two things that equated. No, you need to go to counseling because you crazy and you need to go there. So it was such a negative connotation behind it. And so I think what's so phenomenal in listening to you all sit at this table is now being able to evaluate that, because now you're taking healthy habits into your families, and you're now being able to really encourage your children to use their voices and discover new things about themselves. And so I am loving this conversation because you don't have to have it all together. know, and you are the best indicators of when you not okay. You know, because usually people who dealing with you know you probably not okay in some way. Like you're snappy, you know, you're withdrawn. We haven't seen you, those kind of things, and they know that. Like, what's going on? You know, probably any of you are. I probably, because I've been around you so long, I'm like, something ain't right. What's going on? You know, and so being able to voice that, keep that, don't lose that. Keep discovering that about yourselves, because you are really changing. That's legacy building. Money is legacy building, but these kind of things are legacy building things, because you're now changing the trajectory of what, of discovering who you are and encouraging the next generation to do that. So I love that. Like that's loving hearing that. So
I'm going to piggyback off of what Nadia just said, because she said reading her Bible and journaling more. So all of us and all of you are Christians, and so you grew up around one another.
Church kids.
Kids.
They church kids. Yes, y'all are. Yes.
And so, but I want to know, not once you got outside of your immediate circle, what has it been like being a church kid in the world?
I can clearly speak on that. Especially going to parties. That's like a big thing. Like my friends, I have friend groups that invite me to go to parties. I'm a social person. But in those states, I'm the most anti-social person in that party aspect, because I'm the odd one out. I don't smoke, I don't drink. Like I don't do drugs over there. Like it's kind of like an odd one out situation. It's like kind of like you're just like the standout in the group of like everyone who's like of the world. And there were times I've gotten judged for not doing anything. I got called lame for it. Like, oh, you don't smoke or drink. Like I'd say I don't smoke or drink. They're like, what? You don't? Then why are you here? Like they got offended because I didn't want to hurt my body doing stuff that could hurt my body in the future. I'm like, you can have your opinion about me, that's just me. I like just dancing, have a good time. Y'all do you. But you know, it's something kind of it's been a struggle at times, but it's been a blessing too, because having God as your forefront is very protecting. It feels like a more bigger hedge of protection is on you when you're out in situations like that, because you can like sense things are off and feel like you don't have to like guard yourself, because you know that God's already got his angels around you.
You said it's been a struggle sometimes. What's the struggle?
You know, getting called out for certain things, and getting called out for certain things, like you not smoking or drinking, and kind of getting ridiculed for it. I got ridiculed a lot for it, for not doing things that people deem as normal, and it kind of hit me at like certain points. I'm like, dang, I don't feel like I fit in. Like big times, like I felt like I didn't fit in at all, and I felt like an outcast. I felt like I felt alone at times. I didn't have anybody to really kind of talk to and like find a solid group of people that outside of y'all as like people I could go to do just normal things and not have anything that involves like smoking or drinking. That's like kind of the struggles I've had.
Anybody else?
I'm gonna like kind of counteract that. I really think like college is about finding your people, and especially like there are so many groups where like at my school we have InterVarsity, which is a ministry group. So it's like you can find people who are like-minded, who love God just like me, and so with that, like, you know, finding the right people, because like yes, there are college, you got parties, but I have never run into the issue of like people trying to pressure me, but it also is because people know me. You're not, if I don't want to do it, I'm not going to do it. And you're not going to sit here and try to tell me to do it. Like, that's just, but it's like, I'm still going to be there and we're going to have a good time. You do what you do. I'm not going to judge you. I'm gonna do what I do, and we're gonna have a good time together. But there's a boundary, and so it's not like when you find the right people, they will respect that. And so it's not gonna be oh, you're lame, or oh, you need to do this. It's oh, we gonna have a good time. I'm gonna respect her. She don't want to do it. We're not gonna bring it up. It's everyone has a collective good time. So it's like people. I'm not saying people don't like people can. I've seen it. People can definitely be like, oh, they're weird. Oh, that do whatever. But finding those right people is where that balance is kind of like. You can experience that balance. So I'll be like, that's kind of like my experience. But it was trial and error. Like, some people were not cool. And I'm like, you can't be in my circle. So it's like, it's finding that. So it definitely was a journey, but it's better now.
I think like one thing, just understanding yourself as a person, your identity, and like understanding it's okay to walk away. Because like sometimes, people feel peer pressured. I think that's an issue with today's society. A lot of people feel like they need to fit in, and they have trouble understanding that they can walk away, or if they do walk away, then they're not going to be accepted anymore. And then going back to Katie's point, like some people are just gonna say you're weird, like don't accept you for who you are, and like I think just understanding that even though people like judge you and say certain things about you, understand that. There's always one person, like for me, like understanding I always have one person on my back, and that's God. Because, just being able to sit down, talk to him, and pray to him every day, I mean, that's the only person you really need if you think about it. So.
Very good. Anybody else?
I think for me, it goes along with how I was saying I learned to like sit back and not put myself in a situation where I feel like I don't belong in. I think it just goes along with the fact of learning how to say no, and no is a complete sentence. So I think just learning not to go with everything isn't meant for you. I just learned how to be okay with that.
I think everything and all people are not for you. And so I think that is, it's really good to discover that. So I think that to your point, Katie, and even to Micah's point, like around college is a place. It's some place for everybody. Like it's something for everybody and something to do for all people. And so it's finding that community. I think about it now, like one of my best friends to this day came from college. And so they are people that I didn't hold on. Like there's a lot of people that were on this journey with me. And I think people come for seasons, reasons, in a lifetime. And like, that's okay. Like that's okay because they have a purpose at each one of those phases. And so I think it's really good for you all to discover that. Again, this is a lot about what this is looking like and who your people are. And so we'll transition into that conversation around discovering who are your people. If you had to identify who are your people currently in your current world now, who are they? What's about them? What drew you to the people who are currently in your community right now? And how has that helped you along the way?
Outside of like this group, because obviously this group, they're my people. Like church, that's where we found each other. We rocking with each other. But like outside of that, like my school is like a transfer school. So a lot of people go for like 1 year and then they're out of there. So I've had a few friends, but one, and she love her, my best friend to this day. Like from day one of walking into Milliken, like we just like, I don't know, we just clicked. Like she was like, "Hi, I'm Morgan." I said, "Hey, I'm Katie." Boom. Inseparable from then. And it's like she doesn't go there anymore, but we still talk like every day. Like that's my girl. She's my like that's her. And like one thing that connected is like the first thing we talked about was God. And it was like that was just like, yeah, you know what, I'm rocking with you. And so like another, like, my other group, I'm gonna be like name dropping people, but like I got a group. It's 5 of us, and like they came when I was at like my darkest and loneliest point, and like I don't know, like there was a time where I was feeling very isolated, and I felt like I didn't belong, and I felt like I had nobody in my circle. And there were like many nights where I was praying to God, like, I don't like feeling isolated, like help me through this. And then it was like out of nowhere, my group just came, and it was like once again just inseparable from the day we met. And it was just like, if you see me, you see them. Like, and it's just like we all have like minds, like values. Once again, we talk about God. Like, we've been looking into like Bible studies together. Like, it's just, that's my crew. Like, we help each other. Like, we gonna have each other back. And so like finding that in college is just like, it's very inspirational, because like you think you had your people in high school, but high school, no, I don't talk to none of them people no more. So it was like I was a little discouraged going into college. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be another one of those moments. They're gonna come and they're gonna go, but it's like, no, like y'all really my people for real. So yeah.
For me, I transferred schools at first, but my freshman year, shout out to my homie Aaron. We still talk to this day. He's my first roommate and my only roommate, because now I'm still in solo dorms now. But me and him been like, we've been cool. We talked about like everything. We go to each other we went to each other for everything. We connected over basketball, anime mainly, a big thing for both of us, and of course the game. I mean, we both he had his PS5, but I had my Xbox, but we still played like Fortnite together. We played 2K, and us, like, that connection I had with Aaron was like kind of like the saving grace of being in my first college, because I felt like I did have people, but like Aaron kind of made and set off the entire like mood of like going to college. And now transferring to Bradley, it was hard at first, but by like my last year, honestly, being at Bradley, I found my friend group kind of by accident. Honestly, it was they're all underclassmen, except one who's like as the same age as me. But it was during a Halloween party, and I came back from one party that was like shut down. I met up with them. I saw them. We were just talking, and we were like, well, we don't want to go home on like a dry note, because we wanted to go to a party. We were going to the same party, but it got shut down. We were like, should we go to a white frat? Like, will we be accepted there? I don't know. We like, let's just try. I was like, let's just try it. We had a blast there. And ever since then, that's been my group of guys. Like, since then, and we go to parties all the time. Even though we may not enjoy the party, we like enjoy being around each other. We cool. We hang out. Now that some of them are in a frat, we go to their frats. We hang out there. It's pretty cool too. And another group, it's a group of girls that were upperclassmen, but I met them at a party, and they were in numerous events, and they've accepted me for who I am, and they really rock with me, and we had all the same values, and they're heads of like certain events on campus. They've always invited me to certain campus events. I've had a blast. Been to their apartments before they all graduated. We played Michael Jackson The Experience recently before they graduated, and I didn't know how much MJ fans they were, and that kind of like opened my eyes. I'm like, oh, and like especially that Michael Jackson Experience, that kind of I was already set on going there, because I mean it's Michael Jackson, knowing me.
Focus.
Yeah, but still, I appreciate them.
Bring it back to the question.
I appreciate them immensely. Those groups, and Aaron especially, I appreciate them because they accepted me for who I am, and they're great friends.
Following up on that, because I know it's not easy to find your group, and I'm not even speaking of you, but I'm thinking about people your age, I'm hearing more about the epidemic of loneliness. So what does loneliness look like for people your age, and how do your friends talk about it?
I had an experience with that. It was my friend, one of the first people I met at school. And the first day, he was already talking to some girl, and then he had a girlfriend, and then they broke up. And I didn't see him for like a couple months, and I thought he transferred, to be honest, because I just didn't see him. But then he came to me the next semester, and he just started dropping like everything on me. And he was saying like, I've been dealing with this. I was thinking like he was really thinking about all these terrible things that he was gonna do and all that. And he came to me for all that, and I was like, it was the first time anybody's ever came to me with that much weight on them. So I just tried to listen the best I could. I tried to give the best advice I could. And I was telling them, like, if you need anything, I'm here for you. And then I called my sister about it. I didn't tell her everything that happened, but I called her. I was like, somebody came up to me, because I go to her for everything. So I went to her and asked her, like, what should I do? Like, somebody came to me talking about all this stuff. And she was like, check up on him, make sure that he has somebody to be around. So hearing about somebody going through all that lonely stuff and like being in his dorm and not talking to anybody, and now he's more open and he's like, we text still. He was talking to me about the finals today. So I was glad that I could help somebody who was dealing with something like that.
That's great. Especially on the heels of us talking about faith. We are called to be light in dark places. So it's great that you are able to be the light. Anybody else?
I feel like
Go ahead.
I feel like I had a similar situation in Noah. I had a friend I met like before I even stepped foot on campus, and like now we're super close. But I didn't realize how like close of a friendship we had our freshman year, and she went down a really, really dark path. And she went MIA for a whole week, and she explained her situation. I felt like I was a bad friend, and so she explained her situation, and so I got to understand like the way she thinks and her mental health. And so now I like look at our friendship as like, oh my god, we're closer than I thought we were, and she really validated our like friendship. And so now I'm like, I know what she needs, so I'm able to support her when she does feel lonely, give her like words of validation when she is in her dark times, and tell her, please come to me, like I don't want to see you that way. So being able to like support someone is so good. It makes me feel good, but they're also able to support me. Like this friend I feel like she's literally giving me the shirt off her back, like no joke. Like she's there to support me, and I want to be there to support her just as much as being able to support me in their like dark and lonely times as well.
That's good.
Yeah, I'll definitely say with my group, we are around each other so much that like we've learned each other's like warning signs. So it's like if we start to see that somebody's off, we're there to step in. Oh, what do you need? Like, let's go out. What's bothering you? Do you need help with this assignment? Like, is this class bothering you? Like, stuff like we're each other's support system. And so, like, I feel like there really isn't much room to feel lonely or isolated, because it's like we're very much so on it. Like, there was one night where like my friend, she was having the worst panic attack of her life, and it was like maybe 2 a.m. She called me. I gathered up the rest of the group. We were there, and like it was, we knew we had to be there for her. And so it's just like, if somebody needs to like sleep on the couch for a second because they just need a minute to get away, my apartment is open. Like, it's just knowing how to pick up those signs for your friends and like being there for each other. Because in college, it's very hard. Like, it's very easy to fall into that loneliness, and it's so hard to get out of it. And it's like, college is hard. Like, it really is. So being there and being someone's support system and being able to help them get out of that is just like, I don't know. It feels really good, but it's also, it helps me to help myself. Yeah. So it's like, because I'm learning how to help others, but now I'm learning my own warning signs. It's like, you know what? I can help myself while also helping others. So
and caring for yourself.
Yes.
Like, and even I want to say this, and then we'll move on to relationships. Yes. And I love that you all are wanting to be present for one another. And I think probably even in this group, you have been present for one another in a variety of ways. Knowing you, but also I would say you don't have to carry it as well. So you can be present for people and sit with people. And sit in spaces with people, because as Pastor G mentioned, that you are the light, and so you have something in you that you know scripture, you can go to the word, but you also don't have to carry it, because it may not be yours to carry all the way. It is yours to support along the way. And so when it becomes weighty, making sure that you are finding a way to release that off of yourselves too as well. And so caring for yourself, knowing your signals, and knowing what you need to do to care for you, to do that self-care is going to be really important for that too as well.
And sometimes you just have to know the phone number on campus, as Micah mentioned, to refer them to. That is the responsibility. Sometimes you don't have, especially when it gets to the point where it's detrimental, where they feel like, you feel like it's a really dark space for them. You don't have to be. Helping them also is, here's a phone number, let's call this number together, or here's a phone number that I'm going to sit here while you call, or let's walk over here so I can walk you to the people who can professionally help you, but you don't have to be the one to feel like you have to shoulder that.
That was good.
That was deep. It got heavy sometimes too.
It did.
Super proud of them though.
So proud of them, because mental health. I'll say this is that their generation talk about mental health so much more in such a better way than our generation and past generations. And so that's already breaking a cycle of
it was only physical health. We didn't even think about it from the perspective of our mental health was something that we need to even care for.
Exactly. And
you were normal or you were crazy.
That's it. If you said you went to talk to a psychiatrist, you was crazy. And so I'm so glad that that's a shift in our culture right now, and that their generation is really the generation that is coming into owning their feelings, owning boundaries. So we heard a lot of that about boundaries. We heard a lot about just acknowledging where they are, but also the blessing. So hopefully if the parents are watching and listening to this, the blessing was to hear them talk about how they cared for others.
Yes, it's amazing.
In this space. And so kudos to parents, for really being able to plant that seed with them, but also kudos to this team and this group of young people who are really in a space of they have so much access, but also can be so lonely as well.
And that was tough to hear.
Yeah, that was hard to hear, but to hear how they're now caring for themselves and what that's looking like for them, including therapy in there, is great. That was amazing. And again, I'm just so proud of them.
Yeah, and we welcome any of you who may be watching. If you have tidbits or ideas of how you handle your own mental health, please put it in the comments, post it below. We would love, DM us. We would love to hear from you, because we would love to be able to share out and even create additional content on how we can continue to help and share for
this
people
for
this generation. Correct.
The 20-somethings in your life. And not that mental health is not a concern for all, but again, much as what we heard in this episode, it's real, it's in their face, they're living it every day. And so if you have those tips of how to help and share, or want to hear more, please comment and let us know.
And I would also say is that this is also an opportunity to even check on your strong young adults. Even when they feel like they got it all together, it's a lot of weight and pressure to carry something for someone else. So just check on them just to see how they're doing. And they may be silent. Try to create, if anything, create a safe space for them to even want to share, because sometimes we may not think that it's a lot that they carry, but based on all the things that they're dealing with for this particular generation, it could be a lot to them. So please check in.
And these, the young people that are sitting at our table, they've been sitting at this table for a long time, and they have amazing parents. And so we are grateful that the parents even trusted us enough for 6 to 7 years, and even now, to be that safe space even for their kids as well. So be an adult that can be a safe space for a young adult, and really that's how we get to pay it forward. So
absolutely. Well, that's another episode of W3 Winning Team Podcast. Again, we so appreciate all of you sharing, liking, subscribing. We crossed the triple digit download, 4-digit downloads in several spaces. People are listening in over 40 different countries, which is amazing to hear and amazing to read. I know, it's just praise the Lord. But again, like, share, comment, and this is another episode of the Winning Team Podcast, and we out. Peace.